When we mention boredom, everybody see the negative side of boredom. What if you could actually use this boredom for something better? What if you've been missing what boredom has to offer? Boring! Boring is always not boring though. So here's the question. You want to be unstoppable. You want to achieve every goal. You want to conquer every challenges. You want to attain your wildest ambition, your imagination. You want to crush them and do all of those things you've told yourself you want to do. And you think you need this viral breakthrough, this big ambition. You need this big excitement to push you to it, or this big, huge dopamine push. No. What if I tell you that the thing that you need is 5 simple, basic, boring steps? Emphasis on boring. Because if you're being honest, our body is wired to be lazy. Our body is wired to not do anything. And what if I give you the things that you need to actually, one, do what your body wants, two, achieve your goal? I mean, it's a win-win, right? So without much further ado, in this video I'll be sharing 5 boring steps that you need to achieve that your wildest imagination, that your biggest goal, that your ambition that seems like you are not getting edgeways. These boring steps is all you need. And if this sounds like something you might want to listen to, then you might want to stick to the very end of this video, because each and every step counts in the grand scheme of things. So without much further ado, let's just dive right into the video. So the first boring step that you need to start doing to actualize your every goal is the mundane morning ritual. Yes. I mean, we all do this, but the thing is we overlook it. That morning ritual that seems boring to you, waking up every morning, saying your prayers every morning, making your bed every morning, taking your breakfast every morning, waking up early, which is actually very important, every morning. They might seem boring to you, but trust me, in the long run, this repetition play a major role. And if you don't have any morning ritual, if you don't have any boring morning ritual, then this is where you need to start. You need to create a morning ritual that is boring, easy to do, that won't demand so much effort from you. But the most important thing is that you are consistent to this ritual. It is a ritual for a reason, something you need to be committed to, something you need to show up for, something you need to do. Alright? A mundane morning ritual. Most of us might ask, what does this so-called morning ritual have to do with my achieving my goals? That builds a consistency in your brain. It makes your brain realize that, okay, there is something I do every morning and I'm consistent with this habit. So if I am being consistent with this habit every morning without skipping, that means you have already trained your brain. You have a circle, a pattern to be consistent with every other thing. If you are not consistent, or if you can't keep the consistency in something as little as your morning ritual, how then will you be consistent in every other area of your life? Does that make sense? Alright, so those morning rituals are actually very important to build your consistency habits. Alright, so try as much as you can not to neglect them or feel like that they are inconsequential in the grand scheme of things. They are very vital. They are very vital. Those little things that you think they don't matter, they matter. And in the long run, it is going to help you build your brain for consistency. Okay, so moving on to the next boring habits that you need to take up to help build your life and achieve your greatest ambition. The next habit is the consistent 1% improvement. If you've been watching my videos, you know that I have a thing with consistency and I have a thing with little habits. I'm not really a fan of doing everything all at once, because if you tell yourself the truth, most times when you do everything all at once, or when you show up 100% today, giving all of your energy and everything, tomorrow will you keep up with the same energy? Alright, so I'm a big advocate of doing those little things consistently. I'm not an advocate of let's do it all at once, let's do it, pour in all of the energy. Will you keep up tomorrow? Because that is what matters in the long run. The fact that you're consistent, you're disciplined enough to keep showing up, not the motivation you get today to put all of the 100% and tomorrow you know where to be found. All right. So ensure that every day you are consistently growing by 1%. Don't beat yourself up too much to achieve everything today. No. Ensure that you're showing up 1% today, 1% tomorrow, 1% the next day, and before the week runs out, you have done 7% improvement. Rather than someone that shows up 100% today, tomorrow they are nowhere to be found, next tomorrow 1%, the next day they are nowhere to be found. You're not consistent. Alright? So ensure that that skill you're learning, that language you're learning, that thing you study, whatever it is you're doing, even if you're a content creator, ensure that you're improving every day by 1%. If it is 2% that you can sustain, fine, well and good. If it is 3% that you can sustain, fine, well and good. But try as much as you can to stick on to something that you can follow through. What matters is sustainability. Sustaining the pace at which you're going. Sustenance, consistently doing what you're meant to do is what makes the difference. All right, because the compound interest is usually mind-blowing. All right, so discipline yourself enough to show up consistently every day. 1% better. I am 1% better today. I am 1% better tomorrow. I am 1% better as the day goes by. Don't ever catch yourself having a better yesterday or a better yesterday. Ensure that your today is always better. Then tomorrow will be better in that sequence. All right. So without much further ado, let's just move on to the next boring habits that you need to take up to build a fabulous new year and get a step closer to your dreams. The next boring habits that you need to take up that is going to help you align your day, align your year, and give you a fabulous new year is the silent planner. Why is it silent? It is silent because it's not that big resolution kind of angle that people go through. Rather, it is what you do every day in the confines of your own, planning your week even before the week starts, right? Let's say before you go into the new week, you're planning that week, the previous week. Maybe you can just use your weekend to plan your week. What does this do in the long run? It helps you gain clarity. It helps you know that this is what I'm going to be doing on Monday. This is what I'm going to be doing on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. All right, because you're not giving chance or time for unnecessary chaos, unnecessary things that is not going to bring value to you. Because you've already aligned the way you want your week to go. You have prioritized your week and you're seeing productivity, not just taking in everything, being busy, but by the end of the week, you're achieving nothing. By the end of the week, you're not productive. All right. I made a video last week. I shared a video about how to be productive this year. And I think I genuinely recommend that you watch this video because this year it's all about productivity. It's not just about being busy, busy, busy. What are you busy doing? What are you doing by the end of the day, by the end of the week, by the end of the month, by the end of the year? Will you beat your chest and say, yes, I have achieved something. My year was productive. My day was productive. I did something. Not the fact that you're just busy doing nothing. Yes, you can be busy doing nothing. All right. So having a silent planner it makes life easy for you. You won't be so overwhelmed and overburdened because your desk is full with a lot of things. Meanwhile, you don't even know where to start and you're tired even before you start, all right, because you'll be so overwhelmed and by the end of the day you have achieved nothing. All right, so make it a point of duty to plan your day even before it starts. Plan your week before it starts. Ensure you allocate your 24 hours to do something. And even in that plan, ensure you put the resting time. Do the things that you're meant to do that would push you closer to your goal, that will push you closer to being better, that will push you closer to being productive, because that is the end result: productivity and getting closer to your dreams. All right, moving on to the next boring habits that you can use to upgrade yourself, that you can use to better your year, that you can use to get closer to your goals. The next boring habits that you need to start doing this year is the unsexy money checking. Yes, I have to add that adjective because it's usually not nice. You know, calling you as for your financial abnormality is one thing, but you pointing the gun at yourself, like you calling yourself out, is a totally different ball game. And a lot of people shy away from this. A lot of people run from this responsibility. This is something you need to start doing. Spend 5 minutes, 10 minutes. If you've been watching my video from the beginning of this year, I have been hammering a lot on financial discipline. I have been hammering a lot on being prudent. I have been hammering a lot on being intentional about your finances. Disclaimer, I am not a financial advisor of any kind, but I still believe that these are habits that you can do. They are simple things that you can do without being a financial expert. Review your finance. Where is your $10 going to? Where is your $100 going to? Where is your 1,000 naira going to? Where is your money going to? Are they going to something that is meant to improve you, or are you just being frivolous, spending your money anyhow? And by the end of the month, you're crying wolf because you don't know where your money has been, because you're not able to manage your finances well enough. I am not shouting at you, but I'm being serious, all right? So try as much as you can to review your money. They are not sexy. They are not something you want to do because you'll be scared. Oh, what am I going to see that is going to put me on the line? What am I going to see that is going to poke me? What am I going to see that is going to judge me? Face it. Face your fears. Face your wounds. All right. It is better for you to eat that frog now than later on you're going to be seeing that you're broke because you're not able to manage your finances properly. All right. Review your fundings. Review your money. What is this going to help you achieve? It is going to help you manage and curb your anxiety. At least you know where your money is going to, so you won't get scared that your money is disappearing and you don't know where they're going to. It will make you manage your finances well. You won't just be going broke impromptu. All right? Ensure that you review your finances. Audit your finances. Review your bank statements and know where they are going to. You don't have to wait for the end of the year. You can just do it weekly. You can do it monthly. But don't wait for the end of the year. Don't review your finances yearly. It is a bad money management. It is a bad financial habit. Weekly is fine. Monthly is fine. But yearly is no. Because I think when you do this monthly, when you do this weekly, it will be better for you to learn your mistakes and do better the next week or the next month. Am I communicating? Yes. So moving on to the last but not the least, boring habits that you can take up to build a better you, build a better future for yourself, get closer to your goal, get closer to your ambitions and all of that. This next step, it might be the last, but trust me, it is very important. This step is the daily review and recalibration. Trust me when I say this changes everything. You know the way you're auditing your finance, this is where you audit your life. This is where you ask yourself, I don't think this is something you want to wait for the end of the year before you do a self audit. No, I think it is something you need to be doing every day. Every day you do a daily audit. You ask yourself, what did I do well today? Did I actualize the goal I was meant to actualize? Did I do what I was meant to do? Was I a nice human today? Did I learn one thing today? Did I get a step closer to my dream? Did I procrastinate? Did I do what I was meant to do? You know, this is where you audit your life and know better so that by tomorrow you will do better. Because if you are not self-aware on your shortcomings, you will end up becoming a time bomb waiting to explode because you don't even know yourself. All right, so recalibrating and doing a self audit helps you know yourself better for you to be better tomorrow. That is just the simple truth and the way it is. The way you audit yourself and become more financially aware and know how to spend your money wisely. Same way, when you audit your own self, you know where your shortcomings are, you know your flaws, and you know where to be better. All right, you know where to improve yourself. All right, then by so doing, each day you're becoming a better version of yourself because you're cleaning yourself daily, you are detoxing daily, you're taking away all of those negative energy, those negative habits, or those negative decisions that you're not meant to do, that you've done, and the next day you're better because you're cleaning yourself. Not the part where you be living, and waiting till January 31st and you're doing a self audit. That is long overdue. This is something you can easily do every day. While you're lying on your bed, maybe after your prayers, after dinner, you just be thinking about the day, having an introspection. Where did I fall? What did I do that I was not meant to do? What decision did I take that I was not meant to take? What did I say that I was not meant to say? You know, and even in that, you're showing gratitude for the day, showing gratitude for what you have done that you did well, and calling yourself to order in places that you didn't do well. Self-auditing is not being hyped enough, but it is something that changes the narrative. As you're auditing your finance, ensure that you're auditing your life. Audit yourself. Alright? Because in the long run, when you're talking about achieving your highest dreams, your highest goals, or being unstoppable, it is not a magic thing that happens. It is not something that deserves you bringing a magic wand on it, and it happens. No. It's all about the actions that you take daily, the decisions that you make daily. And these boring decisions, emphasis on boring. So you don't have to move a muscle or feel like, oh, it's daunting. No, there are boring habits that you can discipline yourself to take. All right. When you take this, repeating them, trust me, in the long run, when you look back, you won't be able to place the old self and the new you. The difference will be very clear. You don't automatically get to the zenith of where you intend to be. It's all from the little decisions, the little habits that you are taking today, that you intend to take tomorrow. Alright, if you learned something in this video, or if there are any habits that you've been doing now and you're seeing results, please do well to drop it in the comment section. And if there are also other boring habits that have been helping you, that you feel that the community needs, please do well to drop it in the comment section. Remember, I am reading every comment and I'm also learning from this as well. This is where we are going to be wrapping it up for today's video. I don't know if you have learned something. Please, if you have, do well to drop it in the comment section. I totally enjoyed doing this video and I can't wait to share what next week is also going to bring. Remember, this is Luchi's journal and my name is Luchi Sam. On this platform, we do everything self-development, self-growth, life issues, and we bring real talk without gatekeeping to you. Like this video if you haven't already. Drop your comments, they are very important and I read each and every one of them. And also subscribe to this video, subscribe to this channel, support the family, support the channel, support the tribe if you haven't already. You can also share these videos because there are some people out there in your contacts, in your platform that might need this lesson, that might need this video. Do well to like, do well to comment, do well to subscribe, and do well to share. I'm going to see you on my next one. And until then, please do take care of yourself. To this.